Good morning. This is your daily dose with Dani Jane. I'm a little crooked today. Let me scoot my chair over. Okay, so let's see. What are some things that came up this weekend? First of all, my hair's crazy, so let me continue to be vain because that's important. My phone's slipping. That's not good. Let me put some weights in front of that. Okay, all right. I think we're good now. I'll let you know. Okay, so I saw that Queen Elizabeth II gave a wonderful speech to her people. She was comforting, she was complimentary, she was soothing, she was kind. Wow. Aren't those great qualities to have in a world leader? Even though it's the monarchy and we all have our opinions about a monarchy, still, that's what we should be hearing from our leaders. Meanwhile, while she's chatting away, Boris Johnson, the president, they don't call him that, what do they call him? Prime Minister? He is in the hospital. He tested positive a few weeks ago and said he was totally fine, but now he's in the hospital, so I guess he's not totally fine. So that's a bummer. And then Captain Crozier, the guy who was removed from duty by the Navy, has also tested positive. So I guess his call out about his soldiers was warranted. Not that nobody thought it was warranted. The only people that didn't were the Secretary of the Navy and those other military buttholes. Anyways, I'm mad about it. I'm just so mad. I feel horrible that this guy, what the heck with my phone? Come on, hold still, you crazy thing. It's not that hard. I know it's hard to look at me, but whatever. So I heard 45 also say, what he did was horrible. He did a horrible thing. He did a bad thing. Okay, you're so smart. You know what's what. 115 or 50 of the sailors are also infected. So I know he didn't follow the chain of command and all that rigmarole, but he certainly was right to sound the alarm. Okay. I'm pretty sure everyone's doing this already. If you're not, I am going to enlist you to please start doing this. If you're prayerful, please pray for our healthcare workers. They're in a war. They're in a real war, not some slippery, unseen war. It's a real war. They don't have enough protective equipment. They don't have enough beds. They don't have enough ventilators. And according to everyone who knows, this is going to be the week. This is the week where the shit is going to hit the fan. The sickness is going to expand exponentially, and we're going to be in big trouble. So if you're prayerful, pray for the healthcare workers. If you're not prayerful, meditate on them. Think about them. Just give a thought in their direction in a quiet moment every morning and every night, because these people are risking their lives for us, for all of us, and everyone we know who's sick. So there's that. And then I don't know if anyone's still listening to 45 and his stupid freaking press conferences, but he's a 5-year-old. He's a complete and total 5-year-old. Freaking stands up there waving his arms around, can't wait to get up there and talk on the microphone to say lies, lies, lies and lies, lies, tons of lies. He's a liar. And all the people that have stood behind him with their lips buttoned are now going on other shows and saying, what the fuck with this guy? He's a goddamn liar. Except for Pence, whose nose is halfway up his ass, so whatever. I mean, as much as I wish 45 would disappear from the face of the earth, I just don't think Pence is a better option. So November of 2020, let's vote, people. We're the people. We the people of the United States. It's our power to change. We must change it. Now a big pat on the back, congrats to California, because we are 100% flattening the curve. Our people are sheltering in place. I mean, there's a few renegades out there, but they're being scorned, publicly scorned. Get back home. So we really are changing the trajectory of the curve, and we can all be thankful for that. I know a handful of people that are thinking Cuomo and Newsom need to get into this political race and be a Democratic candidate. It's not their time. I mean, I 100% think that one or both of them will be our president one day, but I don't think it's going to be in 2020. for whatever my opinion's worth. So the next thing I'm going to tackle is mental health, because this is a time when people who previously did not have any mental health issues are now realizing that they do have mental health issues. My opinion on mental health is that mental health care should be as accessible as any kind of medical care. It should be part of all insurance plans. It should be covered. And when people need mental health, it should be destigmatized and easy to get. So in that same avenue of thought, I want everyone to give a thought to somebody you know who is a very social person, who needs to always be connected with people, who without their social interactions would maybe be curled up in a ball in their bed. They don't have their social interactions. They might be curled up in a ball in their bed. Call them. Somebody you know who is a social, let's say social drinker, quote unquote. Well, there's no place to be social, so their drinking might be now in their home alone. There's a real risk for overconsumption. Call that person. Reach out to them. Know that you're there. You're there for a virtual chat. It doesn't have to be a virtual happy hour, because then you're feeding into what you think could potentially be a problem. I was talking to my husband about this weekend, because we know several people that don't like to be alone, people who crave connection. This is not the example of the person, but let's imagine somebody who, like a guy, let's say a single person, who constantly has to have a girlfriend. He can't be alone. If he doesn't have a girlfriend, he's looking for a girlfriend. He's got to have a girlfriend. This is not their time. This is a very fragile time for people like this. You need to call that person and just let them know that you're their friend and you're there for them. Same for women who must be connected. They always have to have a man in their life. Without that, they just feel nothing. Call that person. People who are their job is their identity. That's all. That's how they identify. I identify as an executive secretary. I identify as a, restaurant owner, whatever it is. Right now, you can't identify as that because you're either laid off or furloughed or your business is shut down or something. So these people need us to reach out to them and know, hi, we're all in the same boat. We're in it together, and I want you to be with me. Let's try to pick a day. Let's connect every Tuesday. And I told everyone about my sister-in-law and her husband and their meditation sessions, and I know some of you did it on Saturday. There's another one coming up on Wednesday. I wanted to do it on Saturday. I was dialed in. I was going to do it on Saturday. I told my sister I would do it, so I was thinking I was going to see her there, virtually, of course. But then I did another virtual happy hour with my bestie Kelly and her 2 daughters and her 2 nieces and her sister. And my girls popped in and out, and some husbands were in the play. I drank water, though, this time. I'm not an idiot. I learned my lesson. I cannot drink in a virtual happy hour. I'll get virtually drunk, completely drunk. So I know my limits. I was thinking about husbands who, they're busy. So they work all week, and then the weekends, they're not sitting around with their families watching movies. They're out. They're doing stuff, playing golf or riding their motorcycle or, going to sporting events. Okay, all this has been taken away from us. You can't do these things anymore. I guess you could ride your motorcycle, but you can't stop anywhere. So you're just literally riding your motorcycle. So these people, they're suffering. We need to reach out to them. And that's really all I'm going to say about it, because I've said enough about it. I've talked about it now for 3 straight minutes. Okay, then I read this a long, long time ago about how long it takes to have something be a habit. 2 weeks, that's how long it takes. So we're sheltering in place. We're on lockdown, people. So if 2 weeks ago you started something, an exercise routine, a dietary change, a commitment to reach out, whatever it is that you started, 2 weeks of doing it, and it's going to be a habit. This is good, for good and bad. Now, if 2 weeks ago, when you started sheltering in place, which actually it's been a month now, but you decided you're just going to wear pajamas, daytime pajamas, and switch to nighttime pajamas, that's a habit as well. Put some clothes on, do your makeup, fluff up your hair, put on a nice outfit, a shirt that you didn't think fit you anymore, but it fits you, so you look cute. Oh, wait, that's me. Do it. It takes 2 weeks to make a habit. Don't make it a bad habit. I said to my daughter last night, put some makeup on. What the heck? You look like you just jumped out of bed. We can't live like this, people. Even though we're not going to work and no one's seeing us except our family, give your family the benefit. I remember early in my marriage, I was really sick. My arthritis was horrible. And I was on a leave from my work. And I was literally wearing pajama pants and like a t-shirt or sweatpants or something. And my husband, who was working in the field at the time, would come home from work at like 4 o'clock. And one day he said, kind of jokingly, you know, that's not what he wanted to come home to, like a wife in sweatpants who looks like, and it looks like she didn't do anything all day. Now, maybe that sounds cruel to some people because I was sick, but I got the message. And it's important when your husband, if he's working an essential job, comes home from work and you're still in your pajamas with your hair bedraggled and no makeup on, he's not loving that. And how are you going to have your shelter-in-place sex if you look like shit, Ned? So I'm encouraging everyone, the day that you decide to call your person who you're worried about, make that be the day you put your makeup on too. And fluff up your hair and put on a nice shirt. I mean, I could have this shirt on and have pajama pants on underneath. I don't, though. I'm wearing black jeans, and I even have shoes on. Wait, I'm going to turn the camera so you can see my shoes, or turn my shoes so you can see them. I'm wearing booties. I look adorable. So yeah, get looking good, people. It's important for your own self-esteem. It's important for your mental health, your emotional health. You'll feel better about yourself. And I know this is true because one of my friends said, oh my gosh, I did my hair and makeup today, and what a difference it makes. And I know we're all scared because we've been sitting around doing nothing, like maybe our jeans don't fit us anymore. Put those things on at least once a week just to make sure you still have your body. I read on Twitter today from Andrew Yang. He said anybody who's improved their physical self after the end of this should get an award. Well, let me just tell you something about my husband. I already talked about his gym obsession, and he used to go to the gym, and he worked out. You know, I ran 3 miles a day and, you know, did some weights and all that stuff. Well, he's more obsessed with his physical self now than ever before. He's swimming like 100 laps. On the weekends, he's running the golf course, which is like 6 miles. So he's increased his runs. He brought 25-pound dumbbells home, and he's pumping those things up in the air, doing push-ups and all kinds of crazy shit, acting like they weigh 2 pounds instead of 25 pounds each. I mean, he's really working it. So he's definitely going to get the award for who got in better shape while they were sheltering in place. Even though he's not in place, trust me, the guy's always moving. So anyways, there's that. Now, I also mentioned that my daughter had her friends come over, and they're in the cul-de-sac with their cars, you know, meeting. They had another cul-de-sac cuties meet up. And this got me thinking about something. So I'm doing my online virtual physical therapy. It's very hard. I mean, I'm doing the exercises myself, but I think I've really injured my shoulder doing some overhead shit, so that's fucked. But anyways, my physical therapist said, you know, just take it easy on the shoulder and pump up the other shit, which I've been doing. I mean, I feel good. But I was thinking maybe I could invite him to my cul-de-sac, and we could stay 6 feet apart, but like he could see how I'm walking, and like I could demonstrate things, and he could shout from across the cul-de-sac, okay, here's what I want you to do. I mean, it's a flat surface. I have an appointment with him today at 2:20 or 2:40 or 2 something. I don't know. I have a Zoom invite. I'll definitely go to it because I missed Fridays. Acted like it wasn't even a thing. Never even turned on my computer. I think I was on the phone at the time, chatting with my sister. Anyways, maybe he'll come and do cul-de-sac PT because it's very hard not to have the person close by. And I'm trying to tell him like what it sounds like when I walk. I go, click, click, shh, click, click, shh, click, click, shh. But that's not the same as him watching me walk. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think I could be onto something. Cul-de-sac, physical therapy. Okay, I've been helping my daughter fill out all of her college stuff. There's so much stuff to fill out for college. She's already in, but like all the freaking online stuff. We did her immunization records this morning. Then you fill in everything, like the dates that you had, all the stuff. And then it says now scan your documents, which I have them. But she asked me the question, because it's kind of kid, she asked, what about anti-vaxxers? What happens with them? Are they not going to be able to go to college? And I said, I don't know. So she knows some anti-vaxxers, and she's like, and they're going to college. They're going to real colleges. Like, what's their story? I go, I don't know. They're going to college in California. They probably have some exemption for that. This is Arizona. It's a different state. These are their rules. It specifically says if you don't have your immunizations and you can't prove that you've gotten them, your admission is on hold. That's the Arizona way. California, I guarantee you there's some sort of, thing for that. Anyways, that's all I have. So call your person or people. There are people out there. I'm just so worried about people. I was talking to Boyd about, like golf courses. Like I think of golfing as like an individual pursuit. I know there's foursomes and twosomes and all that, but you guys are far apart. I mean, you're lugging around in that with your bag of clubs and you're far apart. It's not like you all stand at the tee together. Only one person can golf at a time, but they're closed. But gun stores are open. Do you know what I mean? Like that's some fucked up shit. And all the violence that's happening. People are losing it. People are not in control of their mental health. We need to help them. We need to call them. You know somebody, you heard of somebody, get their number, reach out to them. Tell them that you're here. Even for a short chat, you're going to get the feeling whether they're okay or not. All right? I mean, the warning this week is don't go to the grocery store and don't go to the pharmacy. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do both of those. But that's just me. I'll be careful. I'll wear my N95 mask and my gloves. And I won't touch anything or talk to anyone. Except the person I'm with which will be one of my daughters. Okay. It's Monday. That's your daily dose from Dani Jane. Why does my voice sound off? Do I have a cough in there? No, I don't. It's just how I sound. Okay. Sorry. Love you. Bye.